neon white.
Hello and welcome to part 12 in my journey to collect every sapphire medal in neon white. This is the penultimate episode. We are collecting 10 of the 11 medals that still remain. Thankfully, these medals were all extremely easy because of the way I chose to partake in this journey. There were still some levels that I improved on that I covered before, I just wasn't focused on getting the last medals. Even with these, I still managed to deliver my promise of getting this video done soon. So, for the last time, let's get into this list of 10 sapphire medals, starting with
That's how it's done.
We start off, as usual, with what I believe to be the hardest sapphire remaining, and I was correct with my assessment. This level doesn't feel like you do much, but every part in it can be considered a run killer. The middle section is obviously the hardest of those parts, as the bullet boost is hard to aim at, and the Purify bomb feels luck dependent if you actually kill all the enemies, as you can't prematurely kill the problem barnacle if you want the sapphire. There were many sapphire DNS before I actually got the medal, and many completed runs that got close to the sapphire but didn't get it. Since the closest of those was within 0.1 seconds, this level gets added to a list of levels that did the same, and hopefully, this is the last time I will have to adjust the list. The grind was pretty monotonous, but I'm not a big fan of this level, so I don't think I'll be returning to this level soon.
Let's see anyone beat that.
This is a level I tend to forget exists, as I struggle to remember what you even do in this level. There aren't any round changes from the amethyst, and I don't even feel like I performed much better to get the sapphire, maybe just getting a few more boosts and landing on the goal. I'm very thankful that I got the sapphire time to the exact millisecond instead of the other way around. I don't know what else you want me to say. The grind was extremely short, like most of the levels after this, and I don't really care about coming back to this level.
That's how it's done.
Because of the way I played the levels, there are a grand total of 6 levels from the first Amethyst video. Like with Hanging Gardens, there isn't a lot going on with this level, but the tricks needed are a lot more interesting. I was hoping that with my experience with Shoot, I would get crazy boosts with the Dominion, but that didn't happen, and this one was one of my best boosts. The rest of the level was mostly going through the motions, just waiting until I got a good enough boost. This level ends up on the list unfortunately, and while I did get a good enough time, I definitely believe I can go further and hope to in the near future.
I just keep getting better and better.
this level feels out of place compared to the other Chapter 9 levels, as it is much simpler and easier than the others. I've tried the world record route in the past, and while it isn't that much harder than this route, it also isn't necessary, and I figured I could get it with this route. Once you have the start down, the only time saving in the level is the big descent with how early you start it and how close you make it to the end. There's also a bullet boost that I got but wasn't going for, it was just a nice cherry on top. While it may be difficult to improve because of that, I still want to try by re-implementing the world record route, which will hopefully be soon enough.
Hey Red, did you see that?
Even though I left this level for the very end, I wasn't fully convinced that this level would be easy to do, since it had been years since I last touched the level and had barely gotten past the amethyst time. As it turned out, yes, it was as easy as everyone makes it out to be. There's only one difference from the amethyst, and that's getting the bullet boost, which looks awkward and is awkward to get, but with how short the level is, you will be able to get attempting past and will eventually get the boost you desire, even if you do end up on the list, like with me. Now that this is over, the level once again remains dormant, as there isn't much to improve other than implementing a self bullet boost, which will be very painful to do.
I just keep getting better and better.
This level serves as a fine introduction for one of my least favorite cards. When first learning this route a long time ago, I absolutely struggled with finding the spot to Stomp. I figured this would continue into the grind, but it somehow didn't, and I got many attempts that collected the card, fell off the railing, and got the bullet boost. I wanted to go further after a fairly easy grind, and while it took considerably longer, I got a time I was happy with and one of the fastest times for this route. That makes me feel good with my time, as I'm not interested in doing the task route at the moment, and improving the level otherwise to prove to be challenging.
I just keep getting better and better.
I think of this level fondly. It stands out from the other simpler levels with its theming and its placement next to Forgotten City, my best level. When making my Amethyst series, I talked about Sapphire fears, or getting the Sapphire before I was done getting the Amethyst. Back then, I got it run really close to the time that wasn't it, so I was really happy about it. But in this context, it means it gets on the list, which isn't that happy. I then proceeded to get the Sapphire in 5 attempts. Yes, you heard that right. I knew the route beforehand, got the jumper boost I needed, and didn't screw up the following above water boost and edge grinding. I obviously thought I could try for a better time, and so I did, ending with this round, which I am proud of.
I just keep getting better and better.
Another level that introduces a card gets to be here, this time with the card I enjoy a lot more. Another reason why I pushed this level so far back was that I technically earned the Sapphire already by practicing for the Spring Rush, I just needed to repeat it again. This level seems fairly tricky, but thankfully there is a tutorial that I used, as I am not above looking for help with these levels. This level ended up on the list before the grind started, but I still got even closer before finally getting everything I needed. Wanting to beat my theoretical PB, I pushed for an even lower time, which I got, and while I am good with that time for now, I could see myself pushing even lower in the future. Now, all that's left are the two side quests that everyone says are ridiculously easy. While I didn't think I needed it, I did end up watching the tutorial for this level, and while I didn't learn as much as the Fireball tutorial, there just isn't much to learn about this level. However, the flip side is that the lines needed are extremely tight, and it became frustrated just missing a balloon trying to take that line. The most annoying of them was the final balloon in the ascent, as you were able to move forwards earlier than you think, and is where most of my runs failed. Although this level barely ends up on the list at the start of the grind, I got many PBs during this long grind, ending up within 0.01 seconds of the medal. Once I got the medal, I was out of it. This level is boring, and I don't care for this level at all. My second amethyst is the second to last sapphire. This sapphire has been a long time coming. Somewhere in the long amount of the game's history, the absolute fastest time for this level has been figured out, and has changed the nature of this level to simply get the time and stop. After all, you only need to time 2 clicks and point them in the right spots. I at least wanted to get a 1.2 second time. I ended up getting that after 1 minute of playing. This level obviously gets on the list, as the gap between Amethyst and Sapphire is less than 0.1 seconds. Hopefully, this is the final level that gets on this. If I really wanted to, I could try grinding out for a world record, but I'm not really motivated for that yet. I'll consider getting it once I've done other accomplishments in the game. And here we are again, the doorstep towards glory. Once again, Absolution is the last level left, and I hope it turns out around the same as getting the Amethyst. What happens after that? We'll still wait until after that video. I hope to see you with me with the conclusion of the series. And so for now, thank you for watching.